Hi Amy, I am going to do a little tutorial on leg hooping to help you with your leg hooping. The first thing to understand about all hooping is that it's basically done between two contact points. If you're spinning a hoop around your finger, you'll notice that you're not spinning it in a circle to make it do a circle. You might give it one circle spin, and then you start going either front and back or side to side to keep it spinning on your hand. We do the same thing when we're hooping on our waist. That becomes our finger. Our trunk becomes a single unit that if we're hooping on our waist moves forward and back or side to side. So if you want to move the hoop up to your chest for chest hooping, you get up here and all of a sudden this is the part that starts going front and back or side to side, depending on whichever is your preference. Let it come down to your hips if you want to do hip hooping, and your hips become the things that are coming forward and back or side to side. It's only when we get to our legs where this trunk splits into two places that we have trouble making sense of what we need to do here. We either need to continue to push to one side with one leg and the other side with the other, like it's one trunk, or if we're somebody who hoops front and back, then we need to push first forward, but then back, which is what a lot of forward-back hoopers miss out on. So you might be asking yourself, am I one of these side-to-side hoopers or am I one of these front-back hoopers? Well, there's a tell usually. Usually, if you have one foot out in front of the other, it means you're a front-to-back hooper. We all ideally should be hooping straight up with our shoulders rolled back, with our chest high, our lower abs engaged, and kind of sitting down from our butt. Not leaning forward, we're looking just like this, we're looking straight forward. So if you are a front and back hooper, you tend to be hooping like this. And if you're hooping on your chest, you're hooping like this. You're hooping on your hips, you're hooping like this. Well, when it comes down to your legs, you need to push forward with one, and then just like that other one is the back half of a single trunk, back with the other one. I find that if you can just practice tightening up your hamstring muscle, a lot of times that will give you that back move that you need to get. So if you are a side-to-side hooper, then you've been hooping sideways on your waist, sideways on your chest, sideways on your hips, and when you get down to your legs, then you have to have one point here that's pushing this way, and then the equal point that's pushing the second way. Almost always it's whatever our non-dominant direction is, or a lot of people it's their left side. That's the one that we're not pushing hard enough to keep the hoop up. Okay, so the way we move a hoop between one place and another, once we get this leg hooping thing started, is we're sitting from our butt with our shoulders rolled back, and we drop down at the knees and put out whatever area we want it to move up onto. So if it's on our hips, we're going to drop and put out our waist. Stand up and suddenly it's on our waist. Or we're going to drop, put out our chest, and suddenly it's on our chest. So if we want to move it from waist or hips down, we let it come down a little at a time and transfer it to here. Or if you do it side to side, we let it come down a little at a time. So, and then when we're ready to come back up with that, we do the same thing. We sit into that place and try to make it land a little bit higher, and then a little bit higher over here. Just a little bit higher here, a little bit higher here. All you need is a little bit to work the hoop up. That's why people call it the shimmy. So, as we're getting ready to practice this, you can start from your waist and work the hoop down, which is what we're going to do in a second. Or if you're just not having success with getting it past your hips to stay on your knees, then start it on your legs. Have your feet under your shoulders. If you like 1 foot forward, do that. Whatever your deal is, go for that. Just start with your hoop level and be prepared to return quickly straight upright and sitting down. So right now I'm hooping front to back. You'll notice that my heels are not leaving the floor. A lot of front to back hoopers, when they start to learn it, they think they have to bounce one heel up onto the ball in order to get the hoop up. But when you do that, you're only applying torsion on this front muscle. This back one needs it too. So I have tried to learn to keep my heels down and do it all just with bending my knees. I do a push here and a push here. Notice with my heels down how much more my hoop levels out as well. So if you're a side-to-side hooper, you're going to want to be pushing out, 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 out. Now what happens with a lot of side-to-side hoopers is their knees get turned in and all of a sudden they don't know how to get out of this position. So if you can understand that you're a side-to-side hooper and your feet need to be parallel to each other, that'll help you. And now we're here, how do we get out of it? I'm going to transfer my weight to my base leg, the one that I'm standing on that takes the hoop last. And then I'm going to take the first leg that it's landing on and I'm just going to slowly turn that knee out until it's pointing out. And now notice how suddenly I'm one-legged hooping. Put my heel back down and then take the other knee and move it out. It's hard to just like open them out. So if you can open out one and then the other, that'll help. And think, I need to keep pushing. Side, 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 side. And when you're and I recommend playing between both of those. Side, 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 and front, back. Because ultimately you're going to want to be able to do anything with your feet. So now we've got it down here to our knees. We've figured out how not to do the whole jumping on the toe thing or the letting your knees get turned inside thing. So now how do we get it back up? So if we were moving it from our waist to our chest, we would drop at our knees and sit down into it and move it up a little higher. It's the same thing with our legs. So right now it's going over right about right there. I'm going to try to keep it level there. And so the way I'm going to move up is I'm going to drop every time it's coming around to land on this place. This is my first spot that it's hitting. I'm going to drop and try to make it land that much higher. And keep it there. And then that much higher. And keep it there. I mean, you can really bump it up a lot with just a little tiny drop. It makes the centrifugal force just kind of move it on up there. So again, the key is sitting in your heels so that you can drop easily up and down, turn in and out from that place, and then practicing dropping and going out and standing up. That's the case for moving the hoop from anywhere, from moving it from your thighs to your waist, your hips to your waist, my hips to my chest. So, the only other thing I would say is dress for success. Nothing is grippier than our skin. So, try to wear shorts or your underwear or bathing suit for your leg hooping. If you're comfortable in your house and don't have roommates or whatever, try it naked. Because nothing is more grippy than our skin. And when we don't wear anything, we have all this right here to help us hold the hoop up. Practice getting it to the place that it feels like you're going to lose it and hold it there. That'll help you too, no matter where that place is. If it's the place on your hips, the place on your shoulders, the place on your knees. And also, everything in both directions, even leg hooping. And just pay attention. Are my knees turning in? Okay, I need to turn them out. Am I up on one toe? Okay, I need to sit back in my heels. Okay, that's everything I can think of. Be kind to yourself. If you get bruises, use arnica lotion on them and let them heal before you hoop again. You don't want to hoop with bruises. That's not good for your health. And just keep trying. You'll get it. It was one of the hardest things that I had to learn in hooping. I struggled with it, but I got it. And so you will too. Good luck.